Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy and I like to talk about makeup panning, nail polish, and sometimes things happening in my real life. Today I have my monthly makeup basket where I am rotating through all of the products in my collection, some of them specifically handpicked, and some of them randomly picked. So if that sounds something you're interested in, then hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. All right, let's talk about what I was working on for the last month. And yeah, and then we'll go ahead and run down what I'm going to bring in for this month. So in March, for my primer, I was working on my NYX Hydra Touch primer. I did not mark it, but I'm guessing we're getting down to here. I did not shine a light in there to look, but it is getting pretty low. So yeah, I used that 8 times. Basically everything I used 8 times because I did my makeup about 8 times this month. So, and then if I don't say that's how many times, there are a couple things I used less than that. I will tell you. Otherwise, just assume 8 uses. I have a hair that is attacking me. There we go. All right, for concealer, I had selected this Pacifica Dream Lit Glow Under Eye Brightener because I use it the same way I would use a concealer. And this is the second month this was in, so we're going to veto this one and pick one of the other 2 concealers I have in my collection to work on this month. Next, for foundation, I have my first finish, Empty. I was working on not the NYX HD powder, but this was the Essence 16-hour pressed foundation, powder foundation. I had repressed it into this NYX package because the Essence package had broken, and this is where we're at. I will try and insert a picture of where it was last month if I have one. I don't remember if I took one or not. But it is all gone. I got 4 more uses out of it before I finished it, and then I selected a backup, and this is the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Finish Foundation in the shade 130. I always do that 110. 130 Snow, which is cool with pink undertones. And this one I have used 4 times as well. That makes sense, 4 and 4, because I've done my makeup 8 times. And this one is, I am wearing it today, and it is pretty darn low. It is way down here, so I'm going to leave this in for another month and see if we can finish it. And if you have any recommendations on light foundations or skin tints, or tinted moisturizers, that kind, I don't need a whole lot of coverage, just something to kind of even it out. Leave those recommendations in the comments down below for me, please. Okay, moving on. The bronzer I selected for March was from the Totally Plastic palette, and it is shade number 4. This guy here with a great big pan in it. I have used it a lot, and I am wearing it today. 8 uses. Then for blush, I have my next Empty. I had selected the Ilia Multi-Stick in At Last, and if I roll her all the way up, there she is. There is still product in the base, but I'm not going to dig it out because I am not a big fan of cream blush. I don't see the point of it, but if I roll it down all the way, we used it all up, and I got 7 uses left out of that, and then I did not have a backup, but I do have something I'm working on in another project, which we will talk about for what I'm bringing in for this month. So moving on from blush, we have my highlighter, another Empty. There's like 3 empties in a row here. This was my focus product. It was the Real Her Confidence in My Glow highlighter. This was just a deluxe sample from Ipsy, and I worked on it all last year, and then I worked on it this year, and it is finally done. Over the last month, I was using it as just an inner corner highlight for my eye looks, so I got 4 uses out of it that way. And then I selected one to use on my face, and that comes from the BH Cosmetics Esprit and Aspen. We'll just call it the Aspen palette because I'm not sure how to pronounce the other thing. And I selected this shade here, which is called Frostbite. And yeah, I wore that 8 times. It has a nice little disturbance going on it right in here. Not much of a dip, I'd say, but there's definitely a disturbance. And I think out of all of them, that is the one that has the most use. Yeah, the biggest disturbance. So we may see this palette again. Okay, moving on for eyeliners, I randomly selected this purple one from NYX. This is their slide-on formula, and this is in the shade Purple Blaze. It is just a purple metallic eyeliner. I am wearing it today along my upper lash line, and in my waterline, the waterline doesn't really show up very much. It just kind of gives a pinkish tint, which some people have commented saying I looked like I had red tired eyes. So not great for waterline, but good for everywhere else. Then we had a bullet lipstick I am working on. This is one I'm keeping in the project. This is from Colourpop. It is their lippy stick in the shade Cami. I have this in another project for a goal to finish. And this is what we're looking like so far. I don't know, there. Is that a little better? I don't know, maybe in front of my hair. Anyway, I got it to go down a little bit on its own. But it is detached from the base, so every time I roll it up, I have to roll it back, push it back in manually. That I only used 5 times over the last month because I rolled in a secondary one to work on, and I don't know why, because I can't wear them both at the same time. Well, that's not true. Actually, some of them I can. Because I was not going to roll one in this month. I don't... maybe I will, actually, anyway. Anyway, I selected the Lipstick Queen in the shade Crazed Greige, and you can see it there. It is a pinky beige, pinky gray, I guess. Anyway, it's full, and it's too light to wear on its own, so I do like to mix it with other things. So we might roll in a bullet lipstick after all. I've convinced myself to do it. Okay, and then finally I selected something from my lipstick gloss, liquid lipstick, anything that's not in a bullet. And that I got this gloss. This is Please Forgive Me, and I wore Lipstick Queen twice. And this is Please Forgive Me, and I wore this 4 times. I have it on today over a purple lip liner, which I'm not working on lip liners in this. So that is everything I've been working on. Let's get into what I'm going to be bringing in. Okay, so to start with the primer, I am bringing in, I finally depotted my Yensa primer. This I have had sitting around, couldn't really squeeze anything out, but I knew there was product in there, so I finally cut it open and depotted it into this little guy. So we're bringing this in, and then if I finish this before the end of the month, I have a backup already selected. I'm going to work on the Wet n Wild Impossible primer. I have not tried this yet. I picked it up because I knew that Hydra Touch was getting close to being done, so I figured I'd give this a try if I have a chance to finish the Yensa. And then we're going to select concealer. Okay, I have 2 concealers, so we're going to randomly run this guy. Nope, I told you 1 to 2. Let's try again. It should only be picking between 1 and 2. Why are you... There we go. Number 1, which is my Purlisse BB concealer. Okay, the Purlisse BB Glow Concealer. For the heck of it, I'm just going to give you a swatch of it so you can see what it looks like. So there is the Purlisse Concealer. Foundation, we're staying with the e.l.f. So there's the e.l.f. concealer, or foundation. All right, for bronzer, we're bringing in one I hand selected. This is from Complex Culture. This was a baked bronzer that fell apart. So I just put it in this little, crushed it all up and put it in this little powder container. This is the Sun Bath bronzer in the shade Play from Complex Culture. So we're going to be working on that. Move everything I'm working on over here. All right, next is blush. No, yes, we did bronzer. Blush, I'm bringing in the Essence The Blush. I have the shade 70 Believing. I'm swatching all the foundation stuff, and I'm like, why am I not swatching the bronzer? I don't know if there's enough there to show up. There we go. There we go. Now we got a... There's a swatch of the bronzer, and we will swatch the blush. It is a nice cool tone blush. I am wearing it today a little bit lightly. I keep feeling like my blush keeps disappearing, but maybe it's because my eye look is just so overpowering. But I have that in a project for 10 uses, and I'm sure I will get 10 uses over the next month. All right, now we need to select a highlighter. Let me get these out of the way. All right, I have 12 highlighters, and 2 of which have already been in the project, although one I don't think I actually used. So we're going to do 11 because it was in the project, but I was still working on the other one, so I didn't actually get to use it. So I'm going to do that again, reset. All right. And we get 9. Okay, I was like, if we get 2 again, I'll go with it, but 9. So 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the Aspen palette again. I mean, there are 6 of my 12 highlighters in here, so the chances of getting it are pretty good. And I said this was 9, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to work on Snow Angel, which is the blue. Okay. Swatch that guy there. I have used the blue in the past as like an inner corner highlight, so we can use it that way. But we can also, I have used it as a face highlight, so that's that. And then we have... Okay, so we got the Aspen palette again, and I selected number 9, which is Snow Bunny here, the blue. So I have it swatched there underneath the blush. I have used this before as an inner corner highlight as well as a face highlight. So next is going to be eyeliners. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyeliners, 3 of which have already been in the project. I'm not going to eliminate any of the possible options, so we're just going to roll all 6. So 1 through 6. I said 6, right? Yeah. Okay. And we'll just see what we get. Oh, that's so bright. 2, which is Purple Blaze again. Okay. The universe is trying to tell me something. Purple Blaze again. Okay. And moving on, we have, okay, we'll do liquid lip, and then we'll do a bullet. All right, liquid lipstick glosses. I have 13, 12. But I already picked 2, so I'm eliminating those 2, so we're working from 10. And we'll do that. 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's another Supreme Gloss. All right, this one looks very similar to the one I just had in, and this one is called No Shame. I have worked on this one in the past. There we go. It is a nice pinky purple. And then for bullet lipsticks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total, some of which have already been selected, but I'm not going to eliminate them. So we'll do 1 through 8. So 3. All right, 3 is Crazed Greige again. Okay. We will work on Crazed Greige again. I'll give you a swatch of it now. There it is there. Nice cool tone, gray, pink. And then Cami. Right there. I have a color type, cool tone pinks. Cami is actually a bit warmer. That's okay. And that is it. That is everything. Yeah. Okay. That's it. So if you enjoyed the video and you have any comments or suggestions, let me know. Give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you do that while you're here. And as always, until my next video, don't forget to take care of yourselves, be true to you, and remember I love you no matter who or what you are. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!